Hey girls, this is basically just, I'm going to go through kind of how Whitney and I thought through all this because it took a little while to kind of get started, and maybe this will help you guys to get started and be more efficient. Although there's 4 of you, so you're going to probably hit it running. But the first thing we did was we just figured out a plan for each grade level. And I know it's different for us, but like 3rd grade has 7 days of review because it depends on just, certain grade levels have more TEKS. 4th grade is one of them. They only have 5 days of review based on our scope. 5th grade, however, has 12 days before their first administration. Pretty awesome. And 6th grade only has 5 days as well. So what we did is we looked through all the information Lead Forward gave us and devised a plan that would work with our scope and prioritized everything. And basically, we listed the subclusters and which TEKS we were going to hit within those subclusters, of course, their readiness. And then we figured out how many days to spend on each one. And then we kind of mapped out an actual plan, day 1, day 2, all the way right there. And so that's kind of the first thing we did. And we just created a tab for each grade level. And then what we did next is we created a Rock and Review folder. And then within that, it has all 4 tested grade level folders. And I'm going to go to 5th grade because that's when we started working on, since they're going to be doing this first. And then we created 3 folders there. We have their 12-day plan, which is just what I showed you, but we just snipped it and dropped it in there. So it's just there, so it's not confusing. We're gonna make it look better. I don't like the way it really looks at the moment. I like color, so it's kind of crazy. We're gonna fix that, but that's the first folder. What did I just do? Sorry, I'm trying to hold this and look through the phone. It's actually harder than I thought it'd be. Then we just dropped all the quick start guides in there for them. I just literally downloaded it from the PowerPoint. So they'll have all this information on, I really like the stimulus part, the different ways it's been tested so far as with a chart, table, graph, a word problem, that sort of thing. I think the teachers will find that very useful, as well as the interesting test items that they were either tested differently or the state did really poorly on for those TEKS. Super, super valuable there too. So we did that folder. Hold on. Did I really just do that? Yes. Stand by. Let me go. Oh man, guys, 1 second. Sorry. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to look through this. My bad, guys. Okay. Let me go back to 5th grade folder. And here's the big one that we really worked on that it's going to take a long time. I'm not going to lie. So we did the TEKS strategies, and we chose we're going to have a folder for every single TEK that they will be reviewing within this review period. We're going to create a folder for it. As you can see, we've created 1, and it took us a long time to get to this point. I think we'll rock and roll with it a lot quicker. So within that 1 TEK, we have a list of question stems, and it's just on a Word document. They're all question stems actually that we got from Lead Forward, the ones that we felt were most valuable and that our teachers could apply. And then we decided to go with just 3 strategies, kind of games. It depends on which one it is, but they technically call them strategies. And it's just going to be 3 strategies, and that's it. We don't want to overwhelm them trying to learn too much within this, for some of them, it's just a 5-day period. That's not a lot of time to learn a lot of different things. So we're keeping it simple. And the way that I don't know if they did it the way that, same way as you guys, but what they did is there's strategies for if they're clueless. And what that means is the state on that question, they just close their eyes and guess. Their answers are all over the place. They have no idea how to attack that question. And then they showed us how to evaluate what type of, if they were clueless or not. And so what we did is we went through the release star questions for that TEK, and we snipped the questions. We picked 2, since they're spending 2 days on this TEK. Otherwise it would just be 1. But we picked 2 questions, 1 question per day. that they can apply the strategy for being clueless. So that when we looked at these two questions, their answers were all over the place for the state of Texas. So that's how we selected those. Whitney snipped those and did a great job with that. And then we dropped in the game / strategy for that. And let me see. And this one was a two-parter when I scanned it in. I had to scan it in. It wasn't doing good trying to take it from the PowerPoint. And so we had the directions there for them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a quick 2-minute video how to actually do this strategy / game, and I'm going to drop it in this folder as well. And the great thing is we picked 3 strategies for the same 3 strategies for every single grade level, so I can just drop the same videos into each grade level's folder. So it's not going to be a lot of work on my part. Okay, so that's the first one. Second, and then here's our second strategy for this TEK. And that's for if they were careless. I'm not going to click on it, but for careless, it's basically they all fell for the trick. Like if it was a 2-step problem, they picked the first step, if that makes sense. And they fell for the first answer instead of doing the second step. And then we have our strategy here. It's called Fixer Upper. I really like this one. They basically, the teacher will choose an answer choice that is incorrect, and you're going to pick the one that they all fell for, and then they have to rewrite the question to make it to where that would be the correct answer. So they're really going to stop and analyze. And yes, of course, they would still work the actual question out first, and then they'd have to go back and rewrite it for the one that they fell for. So we're having that deep thinking going on. Once again, this is just one activity to go with one question, and they would do hopefully they would do 3 questions that day. And then here's strategy 3, confident. This is just basically they're comparing and contrasting between the different questions. How are they alike? How are they different? This is the type of question that the state did really good on. 75% of them got it right. Very few got it wrong. We still want to expose them to those, but now we're going to make them think deeper about it and compare them. Sorry, I'm kind of talking a lot. I'm going to try and wrap this up because I just realized it's 7 minutes. So basically, we're having them just do 3 different strategies that day, like the day for this TEK, if they have time. Because these can take a while. So they're only having to have 3 questions they're thinking deeply about versus giving them a packet and just doing rote practice. And when half the time the kids are like, I don't know what I'm doing anyways. And then they could aggressively monitor while this is going on. And then they could pull small groups based on that. And they might even decide to group strategy 1, 2, and 3 based on their students. They could even differentiate that way if they need to do the confident ones, the ones that the students are getting right for their low babies. Different ways we can really look at this. And then I'll be dropping a video into each one of these for those 3 strategies, but we're just choosing those 3 strategies. That's it for 3 through 6th grade. We are selecting the questions that are aligned with those strategies. And we basically have a plan for each day of their review. And most of the time it's 1 TEK per day. Let me see if we'll go back to it. No. Oh, guys, Lord help me. So I hope that's helpful. It's going to take a while, but now that we've got it down, there's a Doberman Pinscher that's trying to get into our backyard, and Ruby's out there. So I'm going, it's the same one, it's our neighbors. All right, sorry guys, I gotta go. But anyways, I hope this is helpful, and I think you'll see Whitney anyways Monday, since y'all are at Red Oak, and she can answer any questions. But it's gonna take some time, but how cool is this when we have this all done for our teachers so it's not overwhelming? And I'm excited about it. All right, I'm gonna go try and figure out this dog situation. Y'all have a great day.